you off with an easy question. How did you start your career?
Yeah, I mean, I started my career probably about 7 years ago now. I mean, I've been doing music for a very long time, and when I turned 18 and I could actually go to bars, I basically just went out and decided that I was going to try to get a couple gigs at some local places and just kind of get my name out there and whatnot. And then once it kind of developed into something bigger, that's when I met my management company, Catavello Entertainment, that I've been signed with now for the last 4 years. And yeah, I've just been developing ever since. And again, keeping my name out there and just trying to play as much as possible and release some music and all that good stuff.
That makes sense. What would you describe your musical genre to be?
Yeah, I definitely tip my hat towards the 90s country, real country music, as I always say, but definitely I have that modern spin on a lot of my stuff too. So you'll still hear like a lot of the classic country sounds, but stuff that you would kind of compare it to on the radio today, absolutely.
Makes sense. Do you write your own songs?
I do. Yeah, I write, and then I also work with a lot of writers down in Nashville and whatnot too that have also pitched me a lot of songs too. So it's kind of a fair balance between
That makes sense. Do you have a favorite song you wrote?
that I wrote. Probably "You Set the Bar" was my second last single that came out, and that's probably my favorite. Absolutely.
And what's it like to perform on stage for you?
Yeah, it's a feeling that honestly never gets old, to be honest. It doesn't matter if the crowd is 15 people or 15,000 people. It's just an unreal feeling. And I always say, if you love what you do for work, you never work a day in your life, and that's certainly how I feel when I get on stage. So
I like that.
it's a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Awesome. Do you do anything before you perform or after? Do you like have a special ritual or things like that?
Honestly, not really. I mean, the guys that I play with in my band are great, and we kind of just all hang out together, and whatever, we might go for dinner somewhere. We're not we don't have anything crazy that we do, but yeah, I'm always, even after the show, we always hang out and make sure we thank whichever venue we're playing for. Or we stick around and we'll say hi to some fans and whatnot too. But I always like to be about the people too. So I don't like to just play a show and then take off right away. I think it's important that you kind of stick around and hang out too.
That makes sense. Do you have a favorite venue that you performed at?
There's so many, man. Like Country Thunder, we've played twice now on the Country 105 stage here in Alberta. And there's some, that's probably one of my favorites just because festival season is always fun. But yeah, there's so many great venues that I've played that I can't narrow it down to one. Every one that we've played has been great. And we're always treated well. So
That makes sense. Do you have any passions besides music?
I like hiking, camping, a lot of that stuff. I'm also a grade 4 teacher, so I work in a school and just kind of get to do what I love a lot of the time too. Even with music, I incorporate that into the classroom as well. So I don't, I'm pretty easygoing. I just like to have fun a lot of the time. So
That makes sense. Are you the only one in your family that has a musical background?
I am actually, yeah, nobody else, which is kind of crazy to think about, but yeah.
And do you have a process when you write your songs?
To be honest, I have a long list of things maybe that I've heard in conversation or whatever, just kind of in the note section of my phone. And some things kind of stick or even stick out more than others. And when I write either by myself or with another person, I'll often bring those ideas to the table, and oftentimes they just flow really nicely. We'll just kind of get into a groove, have a really good conversation, and before you know it, you got a really good song that's come out on a page. So that's kind of how I like to do it. And just kind of keep it casual, right? It's nothing crazy. It's kind of like a first date kind of thing, and you just kind of go with the punches and see kind of what comes out.
Right. And how do you handle suffering from writer's block?
Yeah, that's a tough one, man, because writer's block can be 5 minutes anywhere to 5 hours, right? So you kind of gotta again roll with the punches, and if it's not working out, I like to take a break and just kind of think on it for a little bit. There's no use in trying to write something that just isn't there. So yeah, I really just like to say if it's a co-write, I'm like, you know what, maybe we should kind of take a break on this, and maybe something will come in the next day or so that really works, and then we can kind of chat again. But again, yeah, writer's block is weird, man. I know a lot of people treat that in a different way depending on who you're writing with, but there's some great strategies out there that I've used, and yeah, just again roll with the punches.
Makes sense. Is there a dream place that you want to perform at? Like, for example, Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman, or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been to the Opry twice. I was actually just there just this past month and whatnot, and that would be the dream, just because it's the home for country music, and I
Yeah,
think standing in that circle, a lot of you know famous people have stood there, and a lot of my influences for sure. So that in itself would be a dream come true, absolutely.
I agree with you. Do you like touring? Have you done a lot of touring?
I haven't done a whole lot of touring. I've played a lot of different places, but never actually been on a tour yet. But we're looking at working on that here fairly quickly, and getting some things rolling. So hopefully,
Awesome. Where do you see yourself realistically in 10 years?
man, I'd love to have a show of my own. Um, you know, 10 years from now, depending on what that looks like, it's really hard to say, but of course you can always dream playing the bigger festival fair stages, the main stages. Whether you have a smaller arena show or even some bigger arena shows, whether that's as an opening act on a big tour, or you are the headliner and somebody else is opening up for you, and you just get to travel and do what you love. Possibly some European shows if we can get into that market here in the next while, and we can actually travel over there more frequently and play whatnot. But that's kind of the dream.
Awesome. And do you have a song that you don't like to sing because it pulls at your heartstrings too much?
Um, I don't know that it's that I don't like to sing it. I think the songs that pull at your heartstrings are really the ones that really capture the audience, or really show that you're genuine and you're human too when you're playing them. So I don't know that it's necessarily one that I don't like playing, but one that's definitely harder for me to play is "Wish Grandpa's Never Died" by Riley Green.
Right.
Whenever I get to play that for a show, that's definitely something that is hard. Or one that we just wrote when we were down in Nashville this last month, that's coming out in the near future. It's called Backwards. Not a lot of people have heard it yet, but that to this day is still a hard one for me to sing, just because it's a lot about my life that I think a lot of people can relate to,
Awesome. Can't wait to hear that.
for sure.
Do you have any merchandise or anything like that out?
I do, yeah. So I have a couple hoodies right now, some other things too, and they're all available either online or they can get it at a show as well.
Awesome. Sounds like I have to get some merch.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And while we're kind of getting on the ending part here, is there anyone you'd like to shout out or promote?
Yeah, I mean, it's I get to work with a lot of great people here in this industry. I always say the country music family, especially here in Alberta, is just amazing. And so my management company, Cataville Entertainment, Stars Point Media, who does all my graphic design and social media marketing as well. My producer Johnny Gasparic out of MCC here in Calgary. My clothing sponsor, so I'm sponsored by Tin Hall and Roper Canada as well. So, they always are there for me, making me look good on stage and whatnot too. But yeah, there's just been so many great influences that have kind of helped me along this journey, and it's just always great to work with them. And I think they deserve a lot of recognition too, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them a lot of the time too. So
Awesome. And is there anything else you'd like to add or chat about with me or in general while you have the floor?
I don't think so, man. You covered a lot here, and I think it's just kind of one of those things, that it's just always great to chat with somebody when you ask great questions. And anybody that is watching this or is going to be hearing this later, we got a lot of great things coming up. All my gig dates get posted on my website at brandonlorenzomusic.ca, and all social media platforms too. But there's some pretty cool things coming up, whether it's new music or some show announcements that are going to be really big. So it'd be great to see a lot of the people that are here, maybe saying, I saw your interview with Dylan, and they'd be coming out to a show just because they knew about it too. So it'd be cool.
Right. Well, I'd like to thank you so much for your time. If you're ever in Edmonton area, let me know, and I'd love to come see your show.
Absolutely, we will be actually. We're coming there next week. We're at Cook County Saloon.
Awesome. I'll try to make it.
Absolutely, April 29th.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
No problem. Thank you again, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Bye.
Okay, talk soon. Bye.